Hey guys, welcome to Mr. Nelson's chemistry class. And today we're going to do molar mass, and we're going to do practice number 2, problem number 1. The first thing that I want to do, as always in every single thing in chemistry, you need to make sure that you do this right here. Show all work. I'm going to show you how to do it. Every time I do this video, I'm going to show you the work. I'm not going to take the shortcut. I'm going to do the work. Do the work equals making sure that you get the best results that you possibly can. So don't just copy down the answers, because you know what? I know that the answers are at the bottom of the page. I know they're there. But when you get to the assessment, you won't be able to do it if you do not do the work. So do the work, show the work, you get credit, you'll do well in the class. So let's go ahead and look at this one right here. And we are going to have to name these. So again, on your assessment that we have to do, we're not going to really do assessments from the formulas. We're going to do the assessment from the name. So doing just the opposite, naming what we have when we have a formula down there, that's going to help us out. So we look at this one right here, and this one can be going one of two ways, because I know that the first element you might consider a nonmetal, but it's a metalloid, which means that we can name it as such. In this case, it's named that way because of what it is. So we're going to look at it. It is going to be binary, but we're going to use a type 1 nomenclature. So we're going to go over here, and remember, when type 1, all we have to do is just name what it is, change the ending of the second one to "ide." So we have to find out what B is, and we have to find out what F is. So let's go ahead and go to our periodic table. Here is B right here. So if we look at it real carefully, we'll see boron. So the first one is boron, we're going to write down. The second one, there's F, so this could be fluorine. But remember, we have to change the ending to "ide." So we're going to call this boron, and it's going to be fluoride. So one way to make sure that you spell fluoride right, or fluorine, is it's not flower-ide or fluorine, it's fluoride. So there's our name, and so now we have to go ahead and calculate out the molar mass. Now I've already set this up a little bit by putting down the elements that we have. And later ones, we'll write those elements in. I expect you to write those elements in on each and every single one of them. Okay, again, show the work. We have B stands for boron, and if we look at the formula, how many borons do we have? Well, there's no subscript, which means we're going to replace this line with just the number 1. I go to fluoride or fluorine. Notice I have a subscript right here of 3, so we're going to change that to 3. Now we're going to multiply it by its atomic weight. Well, where do we find atomic weight? Well, we go back to the periodic table, and I pull that up, and I have boron is 11 and fluoride is 19. Okay, so the atomic weight is the larger number that was in the box. So that was 11, if you remember, and for fluorine it is 19. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and total this out. Well, this one's pretty easy, because 1 times 11 is 11. This one right here, we can use a calculator, but we can also say, you know what, 19 is pretty close to 20, and if I had 3 20s, that would be 60. Take away 3 for 1 from each one, and I would have 57. So it's 57. Well, let's double check. I'm a double checker, if you haven't figured that out by now. So if I took 3 times 19, that would equal 57, so we're correct. So now what we have to do is we have to figure out what is the molar mass. So we're going to add up these right here. So we get on the calculator, and we're going to say 11 plus 57 equals 68. Let's double check that one. 11 plus 57 equals 68. So we're going to come down here, and we're going to say that that is 68 grams. So the molar mass of boron fluoride is going to be, we're going to cut this and paste a copy of it down there, is 68 grams. Now again, remember, that's how many grams it takes of that compound right there to equal 1 mole, which is 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd molecules. And we could also name this one here as a type 3. So we said we copied this. We're going to paste it back over here. I'm going to paste that there also. Okay. So we have those two right there. So again, we're going to highlight this. Now, the other name that we did, if it was type 3, since they're both dimetals, we could have said it's boron trifluoride. I would accept either name for that. Okay, this is the one that we learned because in 2020 we just did type 1 and type 2 nomenclature. So here we go. That's your answer. And as always, go Mohawks. Nelson out.